Talk Real Estate with Sharon McNamara, sponsored by Boston Connect Real Estate Services.
Hi, I'm Sharon McNamara, and you are listening to Talk Real Estate Roundtable. Let me share a little bit about my background before we get started. I am the broker-owner of Boston Connect Real Estate, a boutique real estate firm that is home to over 30 real estate sales and marketing consultants who service home buyers and home sellers throughout Boston, the South Shore, the South Coast, and Cape Cod. Our firm takes pride in assisting our clients in the next chapter of their lives by taking a holistic approach to their real estate endeavors. We believe that every move should be a moving experience. Every week, my real estate team member, Mary Baker, and I, along with the director of Boston Connect Real Estate, Melissa Wallace, provide you with our unique marketing approach to selling homes and share with you our expertise in navigating the home buying process. We like to mix it up sometimes, so not only will you hear our perspective on real estate topics, but you will hear the expert thoughts and opinions of some of our real estate agents at Boston Connect Real Estate and the preferred professionals that we trust. Be part of our roundtable. If you have any questions during the show, please call 781-837-4900. We'd love to talk real estate. Follow us on Facebook, Instagram, and wherever you listen to podcasts at Talk Real Estate Roundtable. If you would like a one-on-one consultation with me and my team or one of the dedicated agents at Boston Connect Real Estate to discuss your real estate needs, you can connect with us at bostonconnect.com or 781-826-8000. Now, sit back, relax, take good notes, and let's talk real estate.
And hello to all my South Shore neighbors. You are listening to Talk Real Estate Roundtable. My name is Melissa Wallace, and I am joined live and in studio, well, in our studio here at 19 Matakeesit Street, Boston Connect Real Estate, the one and only Sharon McNamara.
Good morning.
She's running back to her microphone.
Yes, I'm doing a little multitasking here. So, good morning.
Good morning. Yeah, we've had a busy morning today.
Yeah, you want to tell everybody what's going on out in our front yard?
Yeah, so we are having a yard sale. We have been here since 7 a.m. this morning setting up, but we are, so I wanted to say we are live, but I guess we are. We're live here at Boston Connect Real Estate, 19 Matakeesit Street in the heart of Pembroke. We are doing a pay what you can. So bring a can, pay what you can. We are collecting donations for the Pembroke Firehouse Food Pantry and for My Brother's Keeper. We've done this yard sale before, so all of the proceeds will go to both of those establishments. Oh, hello. And we have a little guest in here, too. But we've been working away. We have tons of stuff still here at the office. So if you bring canned goods, you sort of name your price. Whatever you want to pay, we'll let you pay it. If it's $1, great. If it's $1 million, fabulous. And
I hope that people are being...
Yes. They are so generous. And somebody just said something behind me. So, Kristen, come back here. We do have a couple of our agents here. I have Kristen Howlett, who just did the show with me a couple shows ago. But she is a veteran here. She's a full-time realtor here at Boston Connect Real Estate, and she's been helping out. Hello, Kristen. Hello.
Hello, Sharon.
Tell everybody a little bit about our yard sale today.
So our yard sale today is to benefit, I thought.
Okay, I'll coach you through it. To benefit
the Pembroke Firehouse Food Pantry and My Brother's Keeper.
Yep.
So last year we had a great turnout. It was right before Thanksgiving.
Yeah.
Which kind of did this whole momentum. And we were able to, how many baskets did we do?
So we had a goal. So last time we did this was around Thanksgiving time. So My Brother's Keeper, they provide turkeys to families in need during Thanksgiving time. And so we had volunteered there and put together some boxes that were being delivered because they do food deliveries every week, isn't it?
Every week.
Yeah, every week. We have done that a couple times. My
kids went to Cardinal Spellman, and part of their service ministry is that they do baskets, laundry baskets filled with everything. Better.
Yeah.
Yeah, much better. Turkey. Well, no. My Brother's Keeper provides the turkey. We do everything else. And we started off with a small goal of 5 families.
Yeah, we just wanted to feed 5 families. But because of all of the generous donations that we got at Thanksgiving time for our last yard sale, we were able to do 10 baskets. So we doubled our goal. So we drove to My Brother's Keeper a day that we were volunteering, and we delivered the 10 baskets. But Kristen and I had so much fun. We divided the proceeds. So we took half of the proceeds, gave that to the Pembroke Firehouse Food Pantry, and the other half we went and we bought everything that we needed for those baskets.
And what was awesome is Firehouse Food Pantry was able to tell us what they needed, which was much nicer.
Yeah.
And we were able to get them what they needed, and then we were able to go shopping. But we went to Christmas tree shop last year, and it's closed.
Oh, yeah. So the reason why we went to the Christmas tree shop is because we bought, we're thinking of other things, too. So it's not just having, the meal. It's also, having the nice tablecloth, the napkins, the baster, the pan, everything. There's so much more that goes into Thanksgiving dinner than just the food. So we wanted to bring something a little special to our 10 families. So we got them nice cloth napkins. We got them
little decorations,
everything.
Splurge things.
Yeah. Things that you wouldn't be purchasing, but it still makes a really nice, day. And we hope we made a nice day for those 10 families. But
there was a theology teacher at Spelman, Miss Q, who was so awesome. And that was kind of she spearheaded that with, making it not just about the meal, but also about having a nice tablecloth and nice, napkins and things that went along with that.
Well, part of the reason why we wanted to do that is when we had volunteered at My Brother's Keeper before, and we were talking about, how can we contribute to Thanksgiving? They did mention to us, some of these families don't have these types of things. They don't have, the pan. So we were like, well, how are they going to cook the turkey that you're getting them? They don't have we did the thermometers.
We did everything. And what would be nice this year is maybe we'll have a little slush fund, and we can eventually do some Christmas stuff. So it's it can span.
Yeah, because you've gone
the generosity can span.
Yeah, you've gone there and
wrapped. But my family, we adopt a family every year. And we shop for them. My kids, when they were little, always wanted to. We would go and shop at My Brother's Keeper and wrap, but my kids always wanted to get them what they wanted.
Yeah.
So then we started. And even when times were tough, we always did it. My kids always remind me that that's part of why they like to give, is because we did it when we didn't really have it. But it was important for me to show them that even when, we don't have excess, it's important to give. So that's what we're doing today. So if you guys want to come down, we have what time?
Yeah, we have plenty of time. Yeah, it's just about 10:15, and we're going to be here till 12. Everything, we thought it was going to rain, so we brought everything on the porch, and now we're bringing it back out into the front yard.
There's a ton of books. If there are any book lovers, we have lots of books, lots of CDs, a lot of
seasonal decor.
Some nice vintage, chairs.
Yes, we have another full-time agent here at Boston Connect Real Estate.
Ginny.
We have Ginny Wandell.
Take over.
Ginny, come on in. Okay, thanks, Kristen. Kristen's going back out there. I promise the show is not just about our yard sale, but that's sort of where we're starting. I think Sharon's eating her breakfast. So, Ginny, you actually have two things. So, briefly about the yard sale, and then you have a new listing that you want to promote as well, correct?
I do.
Okay.
Hi, good morning.
So,
Is it still morning?
you have been here since 7 a.m. as well, and getting ready. But we're here till 12. We do take cash, so if you don't bring any canned goods, we take cash. Again, that's all being donated to the Pembroke Firehouse Food Pantry and My Brother's Keeper. But again, it's pay what you can. Bring a can, pay what you can. So if you bring non-perishable food items, we give you a ticket, and you essentially just tell us how much you want to pay for something. So.
Yeah, you're going to name your price.
Name your price.
It's all going to a great place. Hopefully it'll enhance your home, or if you do like me, I'm thinking of other relatives, children of mine. Yeah. So shop for somebody else.
Yeah, shop. Come on down and shop.
Yeah.
But you do have a new listing, so why don't you tell everybody, because you are leaving a little bit early today to go do an open house, so why don't you promote that to all of our listeners?
So I will be at 12 o'clock at a beautiful colonial on 92 Litchfield Lane.
Nice.
In Hanson. So this property is lovely location. All the bells and whistles. I know everybody's looking for their shiny kitchen, and you have that. You also have plenty of open space for gathering, the pool, a sun deck, 3-season porch, just soaring ceilings. It's lovely.
Yeah.
But I have to be honest, I never knew what an automatic lawn mowing system was.
I saw that in your listing description, and I was
Yeah.
like, what is that?
I didn't know either. So here's a quick story. I went to the house, and I saw, oh, that's nice. They have this painted American flag rock. Gee, that's nice. It's, 4th of July. And I went inside, and I think we were talking about ice cream and how hot it is to do work outside. And I look outside the window, and the American flag rock is rolling across the front lawn.
Oh.
And I looked, and I said, guys, what is that?
What is that?
And then
happening?
I learned about, not only can they also have the, what's it called? Roomba?
Oh, a Roomba?
For inside.
Yeah.
They have a Husqvarna system for outside. So that's my favorite. It's listed at $7.99.
Yeah.
Beautiful. If you're seeing others along your way today, other open houses, I'm pretty sure this would be a good stop for you. There's nothing like end of the cul-de-sac neighborhood.
Oh, nice. I didn't realize it was in a cul-de-sac.
Yeah. So Stonewall Estates.
Stonewall Estates.
Lovely place to live. Yeah.
Give the address one more time and when you are going to be there today.
So today at 92 Litchfield Lane in Hanson, 12 to 2. And tomorrow, same place, different time, 11 to 1. So I hope you'll come and see me.
Yeah.
And, we can talk real estate stuff. It's always fun, and there's nice air conditioning.
Ooh.
Yeah.
You sold me on that.
So come look over the pool. Come sit in the air conditioning. It's... Quite the place.
Wait, can we sit in the pool if we come?
I will do that with you. I think there's some rule about letting the general public.
Maybe afterwards. Well, thank you so much. I do have one more person who's going to come in here and promote her open house today, but thank you, Ginny, and I will see you back out there in the trenches.
It is so fun. It is fun. Lovely to be here.
Okay, back to work, Ginny.
All right, bye, kiddos.
Gotta sell some stuff out there.
Sell some stuff.
I do have another agent who is joining me right now, Michelle Fay. She is a full-time realtor here at Boston Connect Real Estate, and she also has a new listing. This one is in Pembroke, right, Michelle?
Yes.
Hello. How are you?
I'm good.
Tell us a little bit about your listing and when you're doing open houses over there.
My listing's over at 46 Woodbine Ave in Pembroke, right on Little Sandy Bottom. And I'm doing an open house today and tomorrow from 11 to 1.
Nice.
Yes.
And tell us a little bit about the house. Sharon and I went to your commuter open house, Thursday night?
Yes.
Thursday night?
Yep.
So cute.
Yeah.
And it's right on the water.
Right on the water, right. You have beautiful views.
Could you dive off your back?
No.
Probably not.
There's a dock you can swim out to and then dive off.
Yeah. Swim out to the dock. Don't drive up. Don't do what I want to do. But yeah, I took some really great pictures of the water out there. It's really nice. It must have really great sunsets.
It does.
Yep.
Picturesque views, and you can kayak there, you can paddleboard, you can fish, swim.
So fully recreational.
Yeah, no power boats. But paddle boats are the the ones you did.
Yeah, you got to put in some work. You can't have a motor do it. You got to put in a little bit of work. It was such a great little neighborhood over there. Yeah. And there were a bunch of people outside, walking around, just enjoying life, enjoying summer, and that's just such it felt like a sense of community down there.
Yeah. All the neighbors came by. Just check it out. So it was nice.
I know. When I was there, I think one of the neighbors had come in when Sharon and I were there, and we were having some lemonade. Are you having lemonade today?
Pink lemonade.
Yeah. So if you want some pink lemonade, again, what's the address?
46 Woodbine Ave.
46 Woodbine Ave. Yeah.
You can bring your bathing suit.
Oh, yeah, I know. You can go to the open house and then jump right into the water.
Yep.
Okay, well, anything else you want to say about your listing? Anything
Just come
else
on down and check it out.
Okay, perfect. Right. Well, thanks so
Thank
much,
you.
Michelle. Good luck.
Thank you.
I'm sorry I'm holding everybody hostage over here. Sharon, are you ready to join me? We're going to talk about our show.
Yeah, well, I'm so excited that we get the opportunity to do that here with the agents as they're out there working so hard. And I love that. I have to, give a couple shout outs to our agents. Let's just make this all about us today. And I just wanted to, our agents are doing this. They're volunteering their time. They put this together with you, obviously. Mm-hmm. And it's all about giving back, which is so important. So I'm really proud of them for doing that. The other thing is Emmy Flaherty, who's a full-time real estate agent here at Boston Connect Real Estate. She had 2 events here at the office this week, and with Samantha, Hajar. I can't say her last name. I can't say for she's
Sorry, she's from Radius.
She's from Radius Mortgage, but I cannot say her last name. But it is Samantha. But they are the dynamic duo, and they do such a great job with. With their events. Talk about the event, because you were here longer than me. I had to go to the master plan meeting for the town of Pembroke.
Well, the first one that they did was Wednesday night. They do a book club. So if anybody's interested in joining a book club, you can reach out to Emmy Flaherty. Her contact information is on bostonconnect.com. She does that with Samantha. We don't know how to say her last name from Radius Mortgage. But the second one, so on Thursday, it was called Midsummer Night's Dream, I think it was called, and it was so cute. It was like an outdoor little shopping area. So a few local vendors came. There was candle making. We got to make a candle for free. We got to pick our own scent and everything. That was super fun. There was permanent jewelry. There was a super cute bar cart. They had converted a horse trailer into a bar, and it was the cutest thing I've ever seen in my life. And they had specialty cocktails. One was the Boston Connect. One was the Radius. There was a little truck, this cart that you could pick flowers and make your own bouquet.
That was
I did that.
That was a horse. Wasn't it an old horse?
That was the bar.
Oh, that was the bar. Okay.
Yep. They had cookies. Like the woman who does the cookie class was here. She had a table. There was a table I went to that I bought something from. It's escaping me the name of the company, but she does like a lot of those like weighted things that you can put on your shoulders, put on your eyes, and on your stomach and stuff.
I bought
aromatherapy.
too,
yeah.
Mm-hmm.
I bought the large one.
Yeah.
It just had so many great vendors. Somebody who made like homemade dog treats and brownies and stuff. There was jewelry. There were birdhouses. Somebody local who makes birdhouses.
It was basically a farmer's market that she had.
It was like a farmer's market here at the office, and it was so stinking cute. And we did tarot card reading, and there was massages. There was just so much going on, and we just went from one place to the next. I kept saying, I feel like I'm shopping at the mall. It's like the cutest thing ever. It was right in our front yard. So again, Emmy Flaherty had that event with Samantha, and it was great. Yeah, I was here pretty much the entire time.
Yeah, it was really fun. I had to take off. I had to go to a master plan meeting for the town of Pembroke, which was great. But one of the things I said, and one of the things that was important, like that I noticed was I went up to all the vendors. I was trying to introduce myself to all the vendors, and they were so appreciative of having this opportunity to sort of showcase their, what they make and their art. So, and their crafts and everything that they did. Lots of cookies and I had a brownie. It was delicious. Yeah. It was really nice to do that. So I told Emmy, I said, I think you should be doing that like once a week in the summer.
Yeah, I know that she had posted in Pembroke Connect about it, and there were a ton of comments saying, I hope you do this again. I couldn't make it, but I hope you do it again, blah, blah, blah. So I think she's definitely planning on doing one of those again. So, and we'll promote it for her as well.
Yeah, awesome. And I know that you had given the agents opportunity to discuss their listings. And I figure since we're at 10:23 right now, I will talk about a couple of listings that I have. So
sure.
We'll just have the last half hour, I guess, to discuss our topic is. But so I have one in Duxbury, and that is on Ledgewood Road or Drive, or I don't even know. It's Ledgewood. We're going to go with that right now. And that is a beautiful, beautiful, beautiful home. It's a 4-bedroom colonial. She has done so many wonderful updates. I was actually their agent when they originally purchased, and she is selling her house now. So it's wonderful. So that is on the market for $1.1 million in Duxbury. That is a great deal for that house. So if you want to see that, you can get in touch with me, 781-294-4848. And I also have a couple of subdivisions that I want to discuss. So one of them is Cochise Estates. That is located in West Bridgewater. That is a mixture of both single family and duplexes. So we're calling those attached homes. They're very, very large, and We have several different styles of single-family homes and the duplexes as well, and those are a range of prices there. So if you are looking for new construction, and I know one of our agents, Ginny, who was just in here, she had a listing in Weymouth that didn't even make it to the weekend and had 15 offers on it. So if you're tired of that buyer fatigue and the bidding war, and you feel like you can't compete, well, if you can't find your dream home, you can build it with us. So get in touch with us, 781-294-4848. And the other one is hot off the press. So this is going to be going live in MLS. So you are getting a sneak peek here with me today. It is called Cushing Trails, and that is located off of Spring Street in Hanson. Very easy to get to. So Spring Street is right off of 58 in Hanson. And you can go right to Cushing Trails, and those are going to be, we have 40 duplexes that are going to be there. So the names of the units, so we have 2-bedroom units and 3-bedroom units. We have some with 1-car garage and some with 2-car garage. So they're sort of like a small, medium, and large. And the names of each one of those units and those styles, one is going to be the Whitman, one is going to be the Hanson, and one is going to be the Pembroke.
Oh, nice.
Yeah. So the Whitman, Hanson, and Pembroke. So if you want more information on that, please give me a call, and I can give you all the information. Those will be starting at $570. And the larger units or the 2-car garage units will be starting at $630. So it's exciting. We were down there. It's so fun to go in new construction, like when the first ones are being made that are going to be our models, because we get to say, we don't like where that wall is. We don't like this. We don't like that. Can you move that? Move the staircase, do these types of things. So, we're really excited about that, and hopefully we'll be rolling it out. If you want to go to West Bridgewater for that, you can go to Live Cochise Estates .com, and you'll be able to find all the information on that. And I'll be working on the new website for Cushing Trails this upcoming week.
Are you keeping Cushing Trails? Because I know that there was okay.
Yep. So we are keeping Cushing Trails, and Cushing Trails. Cushing has the name Cushing has a deep connection to Hanson and Pembroke, actually, the Cushing family, and the relatives of them. So one of the streets is going to be called, I think it's Hayward, and the other one is Hayford. And I can't say Hayford. And I said, please don't make
Hayward and Hayford.
Yeah, I said, please don't make this girl say Hayford. Hayford. Trail. So, we're really excited about those. They're coming out nice. And they're huge. They're really, really big inside. So
yeah, every time I drive down Spring Street, I see them. I'm like, oh.
Yeah.
Like one day there was nothing up, and then there was something, and I was like, oh.
Yeah. Those are really, really nice. I'm really excited about those. So, again, you can get in touch with me. I am a full-time real estate agent.
Yes, you are. You are. Well, you're the broker owner of Boston Connect Real Estate, but you also sell real estate yourself. So you always say, I have 2 hats.
Yes.
I have 2 teams. I have 2 minds. I have 2 everything. So you are selling real estate, and obviously always looking for business.
Absolutely. And Mary, by the way, my team member, is actually at Cochise Estates today and tomorrow from, what time is she there? 10 to 3?
11 to 3.
Oh, 11 to 3.
Yep.
So you can find Mary there, and she can give you a lot of information. We got 3 reservations this week.
Nice.
2 for sure, and 1 was a possibility, but I think that one came through too. So
excellent.
Yeah. So
moving right along over there.
We are for sure.
Yeah. So we do have a topic today.
We do have a topic. But
and you came up with it, so you are the one who's going to be spearheading this show. But.
Okay. Yeah, and I really love this topic, and I feel like I was excited about doing it on a Saturday because we have more time on Saturday than we do on Tuesday. But I know for sure we probably will not finish what we're going to be talking about today, so we will continue the topic on Tuesday. But George, why don't we? Do you have anything prepped for us to take maybe a 10:30 break?
Yes, I do.
All right, perfect. Well, why don't we take that just a few seconds early here, and when we come back, we will let you know that our topic is home is where the heart is, and navigating the emotional journey of selling your home. So with this being the biggest financial investment that people have, it's not just the financial aspect and pieces of it. There's a lot of other emotions that people go through when they are selling their home. So we're going to uncover those when we come back. So we'll see you soon. Let's face it, we all get to the point in our lives when our current home no longer suits our everyday needs. With ever-changing living dynamics, addressing your future is all about right-sizing. You know, finding the right size home for you right now. Are you ready to pay your own mortgage rather than somebody else's? Are you looking forward to living under your own roof? Do you often dream about buying your first home, but you're not sure where to begin? Let us help you find the right size for you right now. I'm Sharon McNamara, the broker owner of Boston Connect Real Estate. If you would like a one-on-one consultation with me and my team, or one of the dedicated agents at Boston Connect Real Estate to discuss your real estate needs, you can connect with us at bostonconnect.com or 781-826-8000.
We now return to Talk Real Estate, sponsored by Boston Connect Real Estate Services on 95.9 WATD.
And we're back. Hello to all my South Shore neighbors. You are listening to Talk Real Estate Roundtable. I am Sharon McNamara. Again, I am the broker owner of Boston Connect Real Estate, and I am here today with Melissa Wallace, who is the Director of Operations and also of Broker Relations. So she is my right-hand girl for everything that I do in my life. And we took the first half hour just to sort of talk about community and different things that are going on. So we're having a big yard sale down here. It's all for charity. All the proceeds will be going to the Pembroke Firehouse Food Pantry, or the food will be going there, and cash will be going to my brother's keeper.
Mm-hmm. Yep. There's just one more open house I just want to promote a little bit. Yeah. 116 Valley Street in Pembroke. Matt Mahoney will be there today from 10 to 12. Mm-hmm. Again, 116 Valley Street in Pembroke. I love Valley Street. I think it's such a great, it almost reminds me of like Taylor Street in a way. Like, you know how Taylor Street is very like, what do you say always with Taylor Street? It's like very West New England.
Elm. Yeah. When I close my eyes and like after a snow, and if I closed my eyes after a snowstorm and thought of West Elm Street, like that's what I think that people picture West Elm Street at, like West Elm Street is.
So again, 116 Valley Street in Pembroke today from 10 to 12. Matt Mahoney.
Perfect. So our topic today is home is where the heart is, and just navigating the emotional journey when you are selling your home. And I know on Tuesday we did have Anthony here from Anthony's Junk Removal, and we were just talking about getting rid of, junk. He's a junk remover guy, and I felt
I hate the word junk, but like it's in his title, so
and that's what brought me to this idea of this topic today, because it really isn't junk, and there is a lot of emotion that goes along with decluttering your home. Like even today, a lot of the items that we're selling out there today, again, all for charity, is those are items that came from people's homes that they didn't know what to do with, and they didn't want to get rid of them. So we're just gonna veer slightly off the beaten path of what we usually talk about, contracts and closings, and we're going to explore more of the emotional journey. So here you
stole
go.
My agenda.
I know. I just took that page because Kristen took my first page.
Okay. Yeah. I mean, everything that we have here at our yard sale, and it looks like there's a lot of people outside too, which is great, that it came from someone's home. So at some point, somebody loved that. Mm-hmm. Somebody wanted that in their home. A lot of the people who were generous to donate their things were moving, and they were right-sizing, and they just didn't have the room for it. But it looks like people are finding some things that they are going to love at their own home now. So
and thinking about the emotional aspects of selling the home, I know, and I guess maybe I'll talk about some of the other points, and then we might have to save some of this for Tuesday. But it's not just the financial transaction. It's also a significant emotional event that involves various processes and procedures, right? So we're just going to talk about some of the emotional aspects during the process. So first and foremost, which we're going to really dive in deep about, is preparing your house for sale. Mm-hmm. So those, the whole process, the first few items that I want to discuss quickly are basically, it is the process of selling the house. It's stressful.
Yeah. I think it's not just like physically getting everything out, it's like emotionally getting everything out too. Mm-hmm. So again, it's the things that like have been loved in a home, and getting rid of those. A lot of, I'm certainly attached to certain things and I don't want to get rid of them, but I know that like if it's been in a box for 10 years, I probably won't use it. Mm-hmm. If it still has the tags on it, I probably won't wear it. But there's just some sort of like it's almost like sometimes when I go shopping and I'm like, I have to have it because I don't want somebody else to have it. But then, like, it just hangs in my closet. That's why I'm a big returner. I will return things. Mary does not return anything. I return things. Like, just, I'm fine.
Mary must be made of money then, huh?
Well, I always have to be like, Mary, you have to return that. Mary, you have to return that. And now it's like, if it's home stuff, I'm like, I'll buy it off of you now. Yeah. I don't have any. I'm like, I don't have anything. So, you know, it's definitely, it's an emotional thing. Some people are emotionally attached to items.
Yeah, and I'm going to talk about that even more, the psychology of all of that and the psychological aspects that go along with that too. But just for the process itself, so we have one is preparing your home, right? Then listing your house. And it's like when you see your house listed, I think that people's emotions, it triggers something at that point too, don't you think? It's like, oh my gosh, this is real.
Yeah, I mean, everybody sort of has their own process. You know, generally we like to put a sign in the front yard. You know, a for sale sign. We do signs that are for open houses. We have riders that go on our signs that sort of let everybody know sort of where we're at in the process, whether it's an open house or it has an accepted offer, it's sold. But that is like something that's something that you're visibly able to see, you know, and it's like a reminder. Some people don't want to sign because, you know, they don't want it for many different reasons. They don't want their neighbors to know, but it's like your house is on the market. People are going to know.
People are going to know. As soon as you click, they're going to be on Realtor.com and they're going to know. But I also think that the emotional aspect of seeing the sign, which makes it real, is, you know, for some of the circumstances why people are listing their homes, it may be because of a divorce. It may be because of a death of a family member or a loved one. So looking at that sign every time you come home is that constant reminder of that, right? Yeah. So I also want to let our listeners know we are live today on WATD, of course, 95.9. And you can call. George is with us. George, I didn't even say hello to you this morning. That is so weird, isn't it? Because I always say hello, George.
Oh, I did off the air.
I know.
But no one will know that.
No, nobody
Hello,
will.
George.
Hello, George. So George
Good morning.
is our Tuesday guy. He's filling in for Tim, who's apparently on vacation or had the day off for some reason.
He's up in the races in New Hampshire.
He went to the races.
Loudon.
Oh, nice. Awesome. Well, I hope he's having a good time. But if anybody wants to call us, George can get us through 781-837-4900, 781-837-4900.
Don't be shy.
Yeah, exactly.
Don't be shy. We're here.
And if you have any questions about this topic or any other real estate topic, we are the people for you today, for sure. And you can also go on Facebook. We're on Boston Connect and all of our Connect pages, Pembroke Connect, Marshfield Connect, Situate Connect, all those pages. You can throw us a message through there as well. Okay, so listing the property, so that definitely, you know, is one part. Then showing the house and inviting strangers into your home. It has to be awkward. And I know that I'm not going to get into details, but you shared a situation with me off air today about a situation that I am not happy about as a broker.
No, I wasn't either. And
I'm going to be calling the broker of that other company today and ask why their agent did what they did last night when it came time for a showing. Nothing was stolen, so I don't want anybody to think that it was that far. But, you know, it was something that, you know, is not the procedure of how things are generally done.
There's a reason why we do things a certain way, because it works and it's ethical and it's, you know, law-abiding. And there's sometimes things that don't really go the way that it should go. Yeah. And people should be called out for that.
Yeah, absolutely. And you know I will. I'm on that one like a hornet right after this.
Yeah.
So showing the house, it definitely can, you know, be... It can have emotions attached to that. And two, for all those people, if you have the Ring doorbell, if you have, first of all, you have to disclose if you're listening to people, if you're watching people, right? We have to let people know that they're under surveillance. Do yourself a favor. Don't listen. Nobody wants to hear like something that somebody potentially doesn't like about your house. Like, I'm sure when people come into my house, they would say, oh, well, this kitchen is so narrow, I really don't like it.
Yeah.
Like, would it hurt my feelings? Well, it wouldn't hurt my feelings because I really don't give a hoot because I'm not moving. But, you know, don't do that to yourself, right?
Yeah. There's another thing. So we use it was brought to my attention that they had gotten feedback, and the agent who had shown the house had left some pretty, I would say, nasty comments about a particular property. And it was just like, it made the seller feel really like sad and uncomfortable about it. It's like, if you didn't like the house, just say you didn't like the house. You didn't have to like go on a rant about like certain things.
But you
that
know
are
what? I have to. I'm not disagreeing with you. I'm sure.
Yeah.
I'm sure that was hurtful to the seller.
Yeah.
But as a listing agent, I say thank you for saying it. And the reason
if
why,
it's true.
If
in
it's
this
true,
case, it wasn't.
Okay.
But yeah.
If it's true, then I think that it should be said, because, you know, if I go into somebody's home and I say, you know, there definitely is an odor of dogs in this house.
Yeah.
They sometimes look at me like, all right, well, I'm not going to believe you. But if you have 10 showings and 9 people say, you know, they didn't like the house and they passed on it because of the smell of the dogs, then they tend to listen a little bit more.
Yeah.
Yeah. So having that feedback, I can't make what's wrong right unless I have that feedback. Right?
So how would you right that wrong if it smells bad?
Well, then we would have to do something about it.
Yeah.
You know, I'll tell you, one time I had a situation where the house did, and this is why I am a fanatic about doing it at my house, and I bet you a lot of people don't do this, but I was in this one house and it always smelled like dogs. And it was always like sort of in like one area. So I was like, all right, well, clearly this is where the dogs are, like with the dog bowls and stuff like that. But it like really was so strong. I finally figured it out was that they had 2 dogs and the leashes, but they were big dogs. The leashes to the dogs, or maybe it was 3 dogs, and the leashes to the dogs were hanging right there. And I took a whiff of the leashes, and lo and behold, that's what it was. So I wash my dog's leashes all the time.
Yeah.
Yeah, I was on the boat when we were on vacation. I actually got them like rubber ones because they're in the water so much, and they end up, you know, they get stanky. But I took their cloth ones and, you know, I washed them. So little things like that I can fix, right?
Yeah.
All right. So the other thing, so that's negotiating the sale. That can be, honestly, I love the term that we have here, is fraught with tension. Because if somebody gives you an offer and it isn't what you're expecting, then your emotions tend to get a little bit higher on that aspect of things too, right?
Yeah.
Yeah, because people don't want to think that their house isn't worth what they think it's worth, which is why we always encourage people to price it appropriately and within the parameters that we say we feel as if this is the actual market value.
Yeah.
Let the emotional value lift it up.
Yeah. I mean, that's why you always give somebody a range, you know, and I always say, you know, it's always best to sort of be like in the mid or lower part of your range because the potential for multiples is there, especially when you're like on the cusp of like a price point that people look for.
So the other one is the inspection process. So you want to talk a little bit about that, and how do you think people sort of get a little bit worried about that or emotional?
So I don't think that, you know, sellers don't want a home inspection on their house because they're hiding something. It's definitely there is a certain market, or I don't necessarily think it's the market that we're in right now with there's so many buyers and so many multiple offers, and people are waiving their home inspections, but there is a time when people aren't and they're having home inspections and they sort of nitpick. Yeah, that is definitely something that is a possibility. Right now, if someone does do a home inspection and sort of does the whole like, oh, well, the floor creaks or like the door doesn't close all the way, then they'll be like, okay, really? Like,
Yeah.
you know?
And I think, too, a lot of times, and I've said this in the past when we've had shows specifically on home inspections, is certain items that come up, I think the person that's most surprised about that is generally the seller. So especially when you have somebody who takes such great care of their house, and if they've been in it for many years and they've always taken care of all the mechanical issues and things, but then if something comes up about termites, generally speaking, the seller is the one that's most surprised. I have to say that termites is that thing that nobody would ever keep them around, right? Like if they know about it, they're getting that one taken care of. So
termites, mold. I mean, a lot of the times, like, I mean, how often does somebody go into their attic? Not very often, I feel like. I went up in the attic yesterday for the first time since Christmas, you know, so.
You guys have an attic? I thought you had everything in the basement. Oh, here.
They have an attic in the front of their house, but I've never been in that. You got pen all over your seat. But, sometimes when the ventilation is not right from the bathroom or anything, there could be mold up there. And you just don't know unless you see it. But the home inspector will go and look and see it. Or say, like, mold-like substance, and then you get it tested or whatever. But that's something that, I feel like mold and termites are probably the two biggest things that sellers aren't really prepared for.
Yeah, and one of the things that I added in the agenda was that I think that people end up getting like sort of a sense of like failure if something does come up, like, you know what I mean? Or maybe even some people might feel like a little guilty that they didn't know, or,
Yeah. Well, okay, so take my home inspection, for example. So when I had a home inspection in December.
That guy was a jack.
Yeah. So, but that was, he had like pride of ownership, and I use that in quotations very loosely. He did a lot of work himself, and it wasn't good work. It was not, and for instance, the deck was all rotted. It had no footings. It was just like wood in the ground. It didn't even have like cement around it. Like it just, and it was attached to the natural siding, but the natural siding was also rotted. So like the whole thing needed to be come down. That was brought to the attention of both the listing agent and the seller. And the response was, well, I had it inspected when I built it 10 years ago. So you built a deck 10 years ago wrong, and you haven't maintained it.
Well, and here's the thing, liar, liar, pants on fire.
Yeah. Okay.
Because
that's great.
A deck should last longer than 10 years. And the reason why the deck was coming down was because it wasn't done properly.
Yeah.
So it wasn't inspected.
Yeah.
Don't lie to me.
Yeah.
That's what I have to say. Don't lie to me.
Well, my response was, okay, so it got inspected 10 years ago. It doesn't change the condition that it's in today. So what are you going to do about it? So it was just very much like, like a DIY type of situation. So I feel like that wasn't very, it wasn't very shocking that it came up in a home inspection. I mean, it just wasn't done right. Probably didn't have permits, wasn't inspected correctly. So that's pretty much all I have to say about that. So it wasn't a surprise.
Yes, it wasn't a surprise. You knew what was going on there. All right. So the inspection process, the closing process, I think that, I'll tell you too is, I had a closing yesterday, and it's interesting because generally you and Mary are doing all the paperwork for, the closings and everything. And on this one, I took the lead while Mary was, getting married and on her mini moon or whatever it's called. And, that whole process of, I don't have my numbers yet. I don't know what I'm supposed to be bringing for a check. And how come I'm not going to find out until, the morning of the closing? And, I'd say that it's different now with the closing dates being so close. Like, people are closing in 30 to 45 days. So I feel like the loan officers and the attorneys are working up until the very second that you're walking in the door for the closing. So I think that that's stressful because you're not exactly sure what your numbers are even at that point, right?
Yeah.
I mean, you should get the disclosure 3 days beforehand, but in certain circumstances, you're really not getting the full thing. The other thing is handing over the keys and, that final walkthrough. You want to talk about that a little bit?
What about it? What am I saying about it?
How it can be emotional?
Oh, yeah. For the seller or the buyer. So I suppose from a buyer's perspective, like, especially if you're a first-time home buyer and you've never experienced this feeling before or experienced this day before, like, it's emotional. Like, finally you've, done this and you might have been working towards it for a while. If it's not your first home still, you might have worked for this, day. And, it all, no matter how easy or hard the process was, it's still, a great and emotional day. And when you're handed the keys over and you said, okay, the house is yours, you're like, oh.
Yeah. Oh. That's why I always say to my buyer clients when I'm working with them, and I always say, take your time, make the right decision for you. The worst feeling that you would ever have is that first night laying down in bed, looking up at the ceiling saying, holy crapola, I cannot believe I bought this house. You don't want that feeling ever.
Yeah.
You want to go to bed nice and cozy and know that you made the right choice. But for the seller, I mean, that last day can be really really, really hard for them. I mean, it could be where they had their children, where they maybe they're selling their parents' house who both have deceased, or a situation like that. So sometimes those emotions are wrapped around it as well.
Well, it definitely whatever brought you to selling your home will definitely dictate how your closing day goes. And I say that because you brought up divorce earlier. So if it's not going well, if one has been living there and doesn't want to leave, we've seen every situation. So nothing really phases us anymore. We've seen every good and bad scenario that's happened on closing day or final walkthrough day. And it can be emotional for both the buyer and the seller if the walkthrough is not going well. And so that's why we try to get ahead of anything that could possibly come up. If we know that the situation hasn't been going smoothly, we, sort of prepare for that and sort of give reminders and everything. Like, hey, especially for the listing agent, hey, have you started moving? Like, is there anything I can do to help you? Do you have a moving truck? Are they coming in the morning, coming in the afternoon? Oh, we're closing in the morning. We're closing in the afternoon because, the buyers are selling a house.
You're literally giving me stress right now. And I'm not buying a house.
Okay, well, again, I'm trying to find a house. So if anybody,
you don't have to yell at me. I'm just saying, but even for me, who does this all the time, and the way that you're wording it, it's true. Think about that.
You just have to be prepared for every. I don't know how anybody does it, but we do it every day. You got to be prepared for every single scenario, every single situation. I had somebody ask me last night, is this normal in real estate? They gave me, a situation that they were involved in. And I said, no, no, give me the information. I will handle it. I will make sure that it definitely gets taken care of. But, you don't know unless you ask the question. And there's definitely a bunch of different scenarios. It's rare when we come up with something that we haven't already gone through, but we get through that too.
And one of the things too, though, is I know that you had told me about this first thing this morning, and you knew that I wouldn't be happy about it at all. You weren't happy about it as, the director of operations here and the manager of everybody when the agent told you to. But it's interesting because the seller of that property has a really good relationship with our agent.
Yeah.
But yet she didn't want to bother him.
Yeah.
And it's never a bother.
Yeah. I pretty much just said, you better be calling him every single day.
Yeah.
Every single night. Just call and ask the question,
Yeah, it's never a bother.
Yeah, I told the agent today, and he was like, what? Yeah. And, he's taking care of it on his end. We'll take care of it on our end. And, it'll be squashed and it won't happen again.
It will never happen again. No, for sure.
And it's another agent. It's not our agent. It's not agent. Our agent. We're perfect.
Yeah, we do have the best agents. We really do. They're just so good. And I just love, I'm looking out the window, out our front door, and I can see all the people out there. I see my father's neighbor, the woman in the striped shirt. She lives above my father. Oh. Yeah. So just seeing everybody out there and bringing the community together, it's just so warms my heart. It feels like I'm in Dorchester again. Everybody, my parents owned the corner store right near the church, and people used to hang on the corner, and that's where social media began. I did a blog post on that. So, and Susan Solis, God love her. Here she comes right now.
There she is.
There she is right now. Susan Solis is a full-time real estate agent here at Boston Connect Real Estate, and she is one of the best of the best, and she is boogieing around out there.
Ooh, and she's handed me $40.
Yeah, wow. That's nice.
Do you want to say hi to our listeners? You can just say hi.
Hi, everybody.
And Susan has a couple of listings that are currently under agreement, so nothing to really promote. So
yeah, she's sold all of her inventory.
And too, I have this much trust in Susan that and again, I feel like I sort of vanished for a while because Mary, I love that Julia was calling it the royal wedding. Oh, yeah. So Mary,
we were both in it.
So. Yeah, I know. So you were in it. She was obviously in it as the bride. And there was just a lot of moving pieces to it, and we had got new listings, and I was taking care of a lot of different things, and my family, blah blah blah. And I told Susan that I was planning on doing an open house the morning of Mary's wedding, from 10 to 12, because the wedding didn't start until 4:30, and Mary told me not to be there until 4. So, and even though I was
officiating
it. And I was talking to Susan about it, and she's like, no, you're not. You are not doing that.
You are not doing an open house. So Susan did it?
Yeah, she jumped right in, and she's like, I will take care of that for you tomorrow, and I didn't have to think about a thing. Yeah. So thank you so much, Susan, for doing that.
Look at you.
All right, y'all come down for the yard sale.
Yes, come down for the yard sale. We're here for another hour.
We got still some goodies.
Yeah, perfect. Y'all come down.
Y'all come down.
Y'all come down now. You hear?
Yeah. Susan is from Louisiana, and I love that about her.
Y'all come down now. You hear?
Yeah, she's from New Orleans.
And then, so there's me and Susan and I should do a show, so she can talk with her Southern accent, and I can talk. I'll let Dorchester come out of me.
Yeah, we'll just have
she'll have her Southern charm.
A show of accents.
A showdown.
A showdown.
Showdown.
Yes, that's what we will do. So yes. All right. Thank you. You're doing a great job. Thank you, Susan. Yeah, it was really great of her to just sort of jump in like that. So we're only down to 5 minutes. So honestly, I think what we're going to do, Melissa, because the next part, I'll get into it a little bit, but Tuesday's show, we are going to continue on because, we are talking about, home is where the heart is. We're navigating the emotional journey of selling your home and the importance of having your team with you and helping you through this process is really, really important. I mean, there are so many aspects of things that you're going through. I mean, I have a couple of listings right now that, they've moved out of the house. We have assisted living situations in some of them and, estate sales on another one. And it's really being there for our clients. And I'm not even, before I used to say, if I say that out loud, people will think I'm hokey, but I'm just going to say it. When I say my prayers at night, I say, God, bring me people who need my help. I promise you I will always take care of them. And guess what? Those people always find me.
Yes, they do.
Yeah, so
Here we are.
And yesterday, I just want to put a big congratulations out to one of our neighbors. He, I won't say his name on air because that's confidentiality, but one of our neighbors in the Sun, he actually purchased a home yesterday. He posted it on Instagram, so I'm not speaking too much out of school here. But I just wanted to congratulate him again. I'm super proud of him. And
you said what? First kid in the neighborhood?
Yeah, first kid in the neighborhood to buy a house.
Neighborhood to buy a house.
Yeah. So, anyways, the first one that I'm aware of. So let's just put it that way. So yeah. So congratulations to him, and it was a pleasure to just be a small part of that next chapter of his life. So, congratulations on that to him. Yeah. And I will give an example though of that. He'll probably kill me for saying this, but I doubt he's listening right now. So, it is the emotional part of it. And I was talking to his mom, who I'm friends with, and, he is the same age as my Mackenzie. And I went through this with Casey very much. Like Casey's room in my house is really like my guest room because Casey's married.
Yeah. She's married and lives in the city with her husband and dog.
Yeah. So, but we have to call it Casey's room. It's like that emotional attachment,
And Mackenzie's room has now become the basement room and not your office.
Yeah, no, right? So Mackenzie's room was, then during COVID, I made Mackenzie's bedroom my office.
Yeah.
And Mackenzie's room went downstairs. So, anyways, so we were talking and, his mom's like, he was saying to her the other day, you just have like 4 more sleeps and then you'll be in your own house. So he didn't really like that too much. So, anyways, I was with him yesterday and for the closing, and I have to say a big thank you to Emmanuel Ebot from Mark Stiles' office. He is my go-to attorney. He is wonderful, and Amy Masfarer, I referred her to the sellers. It was like my own home team. And I also had Jasmine Glasgow from Maritime Mortgage there. Boy, if I could have every transaction just have that team, it would be wonderful. But you know what? Join us on Tuesday. We'll be back with George.
Yeah.
We're going to talk about the emotional aspects of decluttering and handling attachment will be our next episode.
Yeah. And I'm being told that at 11:30 everything is free.
11:30 everything is free. So come down 19 Mattakesett Street, right across the street from Stop and Shop in Pembroke Center. 11:30 everything is free. So come and get it.
Don't miss it.
Yeah.
Bye.
Bye. Have a great weekend, everybody.
I have always wanted to have a neighbor just like you. I've always wanted to live in a neighborhood with you. So let's make the most of this beautiful day. Since we're together, we might as well say, Would you be mine? Could you be mine? Won't you be my neighbor? Won't you please? Won't you please? Please won't you be my neighbor?